this meeting of the Board of Education to order. Statement of meeting notice. Adequate notice of this meeting was given to the public 48 hours in advance of the date setting forth the date, time, location, and type of meeting. Notice was sent to the Daily Record, the Observer Tribune, and the Washington Township Clerk, and was posted on the district website at www.wtschools.org. All please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Public comment on agenda items. If anybody has any public comment on agenda items, please approach the microphone, state your name, address, and you'll have 3 minutes to provide any comment. Okay, so moving on to agenda item number 1. I'd like to make a motion to approve agenda item number 1, the appointment of Antonella Lynn to the role of Superintendent of Schools for the Washington Township School District effective January 1st, 2025, as described in the meeting agenda.
Second.
And to open discussion, I just wanted to read off a few highlights of Ms. Lynn's career as an educator. Once solidified with the board vote, Ms. Lynn will join the Washington Township School District with over 16 years experience as an educator and educational leader. In addition to 9 years as a special education teacher, she held a multitude of school administrator positions in the North Haledon Public School District in Passaic County, including principal of the High Mountain Middle School, which was recognized by U.S. News and World Reports as a top middle school under her leadership. She held the titles Director of Curriculum, Instruction, and Assessment, Director of Special Education, Director of Student Services, and Acting Superintendent. Antonella has established herself as an educational leader who orchestrates and strengthens comprehensive educational initiatives while fostering inclusive learning environments that are supportive for staff, students, and families alike. Ms. Lynn received her bachelor's degrees in special education and history from Felician University. She has earned master's degrees in early childhood special education from Montclair State and educational leadership from Felician University. Additionally, Antonella completed a postmaster's superintendent program from Caldwell University. We're all excited for Antonella to begin her service as Washington Township's newest superintendent and to join the beautiful and proud community of Long Valley. Does anybody have any other discussion? Okay, moving on to the roll call vote.
Mrs. DeSico?
Yes.
Mrs. Ryan? Mrs. Ryan?
Sure.
Mrs. Ruggiero?
Yes.
Mr. Capograsso?
Yes.
Mrs. Succi?
Yes.
Mr. Hawley? Mr. Waskis?
Yes.
Mrs. Rivera?
Yes.
Mr. Oldmixon?
Yes.
Mrs. Ryan?
Okay.
Get her on the phone, we'll make it unanimous.
You want me to call her?
A little unconventional, but big deal.
You're on speaker in front of the entire town. You have to vote on that.
Yes.
She votes yes.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right, we got you. You're down for a yes. Thanks. And at this time, I'd like to invite Antonella up. Sorry, I have a frog in my throat. To come up and say a few words.
Okay. Thank you, and good evening, members of the Washington Township Board of Education, colleagues, families, and students. It is with profound gratitude and such excitement that I stand here tonight before you. Being chosen as your new superintendent is both my greatest honor and privilege. I'm filled with such joy and pride for the journey ahead and becoming part of this exceptional and highly respected community that has shown me such a warm and gracious welcome already. Throughout my career, beginning as a special education teacher to my role as principal, director, and acting superintendent, I've learned that true leadership isn't about titles. It's about service, dedication, and putting our children first. At the core of every decision I make is the well-being of our children and their families. This servant leadership approach has guided me to create environments where innovation thrives, integrity flourishes, and creativity knows no bounds. As Steve Jobs once said, your work is going to fill a great part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work, and the only way to do great work is to love what you do. And these words resonate so deeply with me because education isn't just my career, it's my passion. And I promise to bring all of my dedication to Washington Township, working tirelessly with every student, teacher, and staff members, making them feel valued, supported, and empowered. My door will always be open, and I look forward to rolling up my sleeves and working alongside of all of you to cultivate future leaders with strong pillars of character and academic success, while maintaining a strong family approach that makes this community so very special. So I thank you so very much for welcoming me into the Washington Township family, and I promise to honor your trust by bringing my whole heart to this role every single day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, I'd also like to take this moment to thank Kathleen Hellowa, our consultant who guided us through this entire process. She showed herself to be a tremendous asset, and her guidance through the superintendent search was crucial. She was with us every step of the way, aiding with her depth of knowledge, her experience, and ability to keep us on track with the stakeholders of our community at the forefront of what is the biggest decision a Board of Education can make. Before I invite her up to also say a few words, I wanted to take this moment to thank the community for providing us with important feedback in the survey and what you were looking for in our next leader. Every time our board had a difficult decision to make in narrowing down the field, Kathleen was always quick to jump in and remind us about the stakeholder input, keeping our community in mind at all times. And lastly, I personally want to thank every single board member for their time and education in this process. This was a series of events that really kicked off in April or May of this year, but significantly ramped up in the past 2 months. We had multiple nights where we were here at the school until after 10 or 11 o'clock at night, sacrificing time with our loved ones, and I'm confident, excuse me. I'm confident that all our hard work has paid off, and I'm excited for Ms. Lind and our school district to thrive under her leadership. Kathleen, I don't want to put you on the spot if you wanted to say anything or not, but.
I would be, not much, but I'll take advantage of the honor. Thank you. I just wanted to thank the board so very much for letting me guide you through this process. It was very rewarding for me, and I also want to assure your community that this board really did it right. I've guided boards through many, many searches, and I can assure everyone who's listening and who will be affected by the decision that you've made that you've done your work. You brought your all to this process, and it was a lot of nights away from your families, right, and all of your other obligations, but you brought 100% every single member. I can't say that about every person that I've worked with, but I can say that about Long Valley. And you're very clear communicators, and you spoke, and you listened, and you came to consensus after an awful lot of hard work, and you got it done on time. Big kudos, and thank you, County, for all of this. So I know some of you are leaving the board, but I hope you feel really good about this tremendously important decision that the board made. And I congratulate you, and I wish nothing but the best for Antonella and certainly for the district. I'm going to be looking forward to hearing about all the great things that are going to be coming out of this district now and in the future. So thank you for that. And thanks for the opportunity, John.
Thanks. Thank you very much. And I'd like to I'd like to move on to public comment. If anybody has any public comment, please come up and address the microphone and state your name and address, and you'll have 3 minutes.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Kel Rivera, 176 Cooley's Mountain Road. Just wanted to first welcome Ms. Lynn to the community. Very excited. I think you guys made a tremendous decision bringing her on board. I'm especially excited of her special education background, and I can't wait to see how you apply your knowledge and ideas to our community. I know for a long time, Long Valley was renowned for its special education program, and I'm really hoping that your decision will help us get that program back onto the pole position in the area. So I'm very excited. I'd also just like to thank a couple of you, Mr. Capograsso and Mrs. Ruggiero, for your service in your time that you served on the board. We're losing two very good ones, I feel, especially I think Carmine, you know my story. I know your story. I know you've helped underprivileged communities in the past in your educational career, and that holds a very special place in my heart. It's a hard job. It's a hard job. A lot of people don't care about those communities, and I went through that. So I'm glad you were able to serve for the length of time that you did, and I think you made a difference for better or worse. I'd also like to say for Ms. Lind, your predecessor, for better or worse, again, I think the thing that he did the best was he really was good at listening to both ends of the spectrum and being neutral. Sometimes, it drove me and my wife a little crazy. We didn't get the answer that we needed, but I'll hold you to the same standard. I truly hope that, when the time comes for dialogue with me and my wife or any parents, that you would be open. Obviously, there's some things that you can't say because of confidentiality and just too sensitive, but I'm looking forward to working with you. And lastly, for those of you who are continuing your journey on the Board of Education, who are rerunning and who are seeking to get a spot on the board, just gentle reminder. I know all of you have a reason for joining this board, but I would like to say that keep it about the kids. Please, always, always, always think about the kids first. I know all of you have your ideas. I know all of you have your reasons for doing what you're doing here tonight, and it's hard. I know you're all taking time away from your families and whatnot, but just always make sure that you have the ability to give our children in this community the best teachers. Make sure they have the best artifacts in terms of supplies and all that for them to do their jobs for our children, and make sure that our children have the best resources in order to continue to get, again, what's one of the best educations in this area. So thank you for your time, and thank you again for your service.
Thank you. Was there any other public comment? If you just state your name and address, that'd be great. Thank you.
My name is Mary Beth Thomas, and I live in Riverdale, New Jersey, so I'm not a resident here, obviously. I am a friend and coworker of Mrs. Lind. I'm also ridiculous. I'm sorry. You guys are gaining. I can't even begin to tell you. In addition to being a coworker of Mrs. Lind, I work obviously for a school district. I too am a board member. I am the president of the Riverdale Board of Education, and I have been through the superintendent searches prior, and had it been 5 years back and Antonella was ready, I would have plucked her for myself, and you guys would have been out of luck. But Antonella comes to the table with big heart, very compassionate, and just literally loves her job, loves education, never stops learning, never stops reading, always has her nose in a book, always looking to continue and striving for the better, the next best thing, and always for the best interest of the children. She truly does bring that to the table. So you guys are so fortunate to have her, and I wish you all the best of luck, in addition to Antonella on her new journey here. We're really gonna miss her, but I'm so proud of her.
Thank you very much. Is there any other public comment? Okay. Just to echo the comments earlier about Carmine and Cindy, I also want to thank you very much for all your service. I think we still, well, Cindy, I'm not sure if you're going to be at the December board meeting, but I don't know if we still have 2 more board meetings with you. So, but thank you very much again, and I appreciate the comments that you made as well. Thank you very much. If there's no more public comment, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.